Today I shared my process for coming up with ideas and actually executing. And I thought everyone was kind of like, wow, that's a pretty intense process. So I thought I would share it with you. So my name is Naomi Kim, I'm the founder of Theana. My background is in product design and strategy, and I built a company to help more women build tech startups from scratch and hopefully reach $1 million in revenue. As a designer, as a product expert, my job is to create the tools that help people do the thing and get results. And as a designer, I leverage AI tools to help me put my ideas onto paper or prototype. And here's how I do it. So first of all, I design final product in Figma. I have accounts with ChatGPT and Claude. I also have a Lovable account. And the way that my ideation goes is I get feedback, I start to brainstorm, I do brain mapping, etc., do some research, whatever. And then I literally dictate all of my ideas to an AI tool. So let's just say I go to ChatGPT and I dictate, these are my thoughts. This is everything I want to build. Give me some ideas on how to do this succinctly in a sequence. And then I have it write a PRD, so a product requirement documentation on how this would work. After I do that, I ask it to create an interface for me. So these AI tools can do that now. I ask it to do it using that PRD. And when it does it, I take that same PRD and I put it into Claude. And I have Claude do the same exact thing. And what I see and how they take these requirements are very different. So I trim the fat. I talk about the things that I want it to do, fix things, etc. And I go through that cycle for a few until I'm all right, I'm generally satisfied. Then what I do is I say, now rewrite that product requirement documentation and send it back to me. I then take that PRD and I put it in Lovable. And Lovable then spits out something drastically different than what ChatGPT and Claude did, but it's clickable, and I can see now the evolution of ideation. Now, something to note is that I never take the exact thing that it gives me. These tools are not good at user experience, right? They can put 100 things on, literally they're throwing spaghetti at a wall. They're also putting everything into the kitchen sink. The pots, the pans, the forks, the cups, everything is in this kitchen sink on these tools. They don't know how to create experience, right? So what I then do is say, okay, give me this prototype because it's clickable when it's in Lovable. I bring it to my founders and I say, play around with this. What do you like? What don't you like? Is this exciting to you? Tell me at first, what's your first impression? And I get all this feedback. And then I take that feedback and I then go into Figma and I extract things from the development of the prototype and I actually design an experience because I know how to problem solve really well in design. These tools don't. And I want to take the data that I just gathered and put it into an experience, right? So I do this longer process because it's really helpful to understand gut impression of what people are interested in before I go down the path of being in a Figma file for hours, because designing takes a long time. There's a lot of edge cases you have to consider. There's architectural things you have to consider. So I like to use those tools first before I do that. Then today, for example, I had the loom of the prototype that I put into a loom and I said, this is what's coming. Now I want that feedback. So that's my process and how I use AI to ideate on user experience and then come up with how I'm actually going to solve problems in the product.